Hey, g'day traders, Sam here from Trade to Prosper, giving you another crypto update. Let's start with the total market cap. What we can see, obviously I'll have a number of assumptions here. What we can see on the daily is that total market cap currently residing at 1 trillion has hit a previous resistance. So this over here is definitely historically resistance as price came up or total market came up, found resistance. I think this was equated to the 1.212 fib level on the way up, and we found support very similar to here as well. So this was on the way up. Now this is on the way down. So it's likely that this will continue to go down. So if we were to break this level, then that might change or give a different perspective. And I can see that this was also a neckline on many occasions. So it's a strong resistance. Therefore, the first touch makes sense that it gets a rejection. The question is, how much of a rejection is it going to be? Here, I do have an ascending wedge at the moment. Not sure. I do count it as a wave 5 on the micro level, as you can see there. And what we have here is the RSI complying with it. So what we have is a bit of a bearish divergence taking place, flat RSI, price going up. So there is a clear resistance that's pretty much giving us a bearish divergence as well. We have this Fibonacci in the local, and the confirmation that this is going to be a bear flag is potentially when it breaks this blue line. So what we have here, that blue line is likely to be our main support line, and if that breaks, we can argue that it could be this as well. And so if that was a break, the first shot will be here, breaking this level, as you can see, previous support, and we're coming there. So we might get a double head and then down. That might give Bitcoin a bit of an opportunity to hit its target and then back down. So this is nasty, and I think it's going to come back down. And I do believe that this is where our real rally might start based on that trend line. But who's to know? So anyway, bearish at the moment. I'm still not full in. I'm looking for trades, and that's about it. Now, what supports that bearish scenario that we're not going to go higher? So we can look at a number of things. The first one is the SP 500. As you can see on my chart, the SP 500 has hit is approaching the 200 daily, and that's the EMA. So this 200 daily EMA will be the decider if it's going to be, or actually that 200 SMA was probably more of a decider. And you can see historically we had some volatility around it, and once we lost it, we went down. So my thoughts are pretty much with high fiat and interest rates and so on, that the market is not going to really go that high. This is the area that I was always saying that could be strong resistance. That is a neckline that we've seen in the past, as well as this neckline. So this level, layer, range is likely to be resistance. Also, it comes in handy that it's going to come to this Fibonacci level in the channel. Until we break this channel, we are not bullish, and it's not a changing trend. So we could go all the way to the edge of this channel, or here at the moment, the 21 monthly, white one, is the 21 monthly potential kiss of death. So if the monthly closes above the 21 moving average, then we are bullish. So, like Alicio said once, that on many occasions, whenever we get a monthly candle, So we see the monthly candle, and we've got the monthly regained. Now this monthly is going to be the decider. And historically, the 21, once we lose the monthly, once we gain the monthly like this, you can see price continue on. And at times when we lose the monthly, just like here, so we touch it, we get the kiss, and then we come back down. So we got to see what the monthly does to really feel like knowing what's happening. So the 21 monthly moving average is the real key decider on what's going on. Now we can look at the other charts as well. We've got the US dollar here, and let's just move that across and look at it a bit more closer, because the US dollar, so what we have is an increase in angle, and this trend line further extended has confluence with this previous resistance and now support. So I do think this is going to go up, which probably means that Bitcoin and the and the SP 500 is going to come down. So we're starting to see things here that will probably find support in the coming days, or this week, that we get a bounce. If we were to break this, then that's a real good sign that Bitcoin is going to do a good rally. And you can see on my right how everything's just turned red. So it's a good sign that this could be, and it's on the 0.5 Fibonacci. The next one down is that for support. So we might just come down a bit more and then go up. But for now, the day or two, we might just find a little bounce and then come down. It's going to be a hard one to call out. But that's what's representing the US dollar index and dominance. And it's the one to watch. And I would say that many of the other charts are pretty much are bound to it. So let's do this. So what we have, the Russell's broken this descending wedge breakout. It's approaching this resistance level, and it could be, if you're a bearish person, which I am, that we might go just further down. Similarly with the Nasdaq, we've called this the head and shoulders, so it's come back to the neckline, and we've got an A, B, C down potential move. Even if it goes above, we've got the 21 moving averages and a few others, 200s. So a lot of resistance. If it was to break this, then it's going to go bullish, but I can't see any reason why it should. So Bitcoin, for the short term, you can see the rejection. So if we use our reference as top, bottom, and we use a Fibonacci, you can see the 0.5 is pretty much acting as resistance, along with this trend line that was broken, but the trend line really is not playing into it. It's this Fibonacci, and as long as we're below it, we're going to have problems. And then I was actually talking about this could be a double top and then down. I wasn't really thinking that the most you can do is up to there. So I'll give you a different perspective. That's one. That's looking like a bearish channel at the moment. So a double top, or even actually on the 12-hour. Let's see what it does. Okay, so you can see this RSI. If we break this level, it's not going to be good. We might have another one on the 12-hour, which is that there. So realistically, whoops. Look, we've got two trend lines, the daily and the 12-hour, and we've got a double top here. From the RSI perspective, bearish divergence taking place, as you can see. So we're going to, I do think that there's going to be a bounce. It might come to this RSI again. So it might just come down here and then down. I just can't see it going above like that. So that's one perspective. I've shown this on my tweets, that this trend line is also playing a part. We've got all these touches on that trend line, and sure enough, we found on the smaller time frame we also have that. So the rejection is there. I thought it might just come back up. One of these ones here, we might find support on this trend line, as well as neckline here. So this might be a possibility, or here as well, with the 200 moving average. If we close below this 200 moving average on the weekly, if we get this, it can do that. So if it comes down to this, I'll be watching for this shorting probability. I was looking to short here. I should have shorted here. I just didn't make that move. For God knows what reason, but I should have. I did call it out. And anyway, so I did actually short it, and then I got stopped out. All right, so that's another possibility, playing this broadening wedge bearish flag to the downside. And what I really do believe, you can see this channel here. So if we get this 4 hour, and if we align a few things, we might just get a bounce off this trend line. If it was to drop further down, we might be able to do that. And or close enough. We've got the 300 moving average, maybe there. We are close to the bottom. Or further down here. But I do feel like there's just one more down. Now, if you look at any bottoming formation, you get a rally. So what here, we had a rally. We hit a Fibonacci second attempt on the 200, and it came back down to about the same level. And then we've got this bullish hidden regular bullish divergence, and we haven't seen anything there. If you look at in the past, if you look at any bottom formation, just give it a sec. Just like here, we had a sell-off and a real capitulation and a bounce, and we got the double top and then further down. So you can divide this into two stages, right? So we might be going through that as well. Two stages. So this is the first stage. The second stage is the question is, yeah, all right, we hit whatever market. What's the second stage going to look like? So it could be further deeper. It could not be as deep. It could be just there, a range, or you could go further deeper and take our chances. So that's why I like to see this play out before I really commit to it. And this could be that trend line, this wedge, could be right to the bottom, capitulation, or anywhere in between. So this could be another level as well. 15K. I'm going to start averaging in around these levels. So if it comes down there, definitely start averaging in, because it's likely to go up. Our RSI indicators on the weekly are also supporting a bottoming formation. So what I've got at the moment. Here we go. Here's another perspective. One perspective that gives a good weight is this head and shoulders structure, and I got this measured length, height, and the measured height from the breakout of this neckline is about 16K, just below 16K. So we didn't quite get there. Maybe that's what's going to happen. And then we've got other targets like 14K, just like here as well, and that's based on Fibonacci. Using Fibonacci extension, we can get 14,500. So it could take. So and then we've got this other perspective, that massive trend line coming towards that level here as well. So it is difficult, I agree. Looking at a few coins, if you're interested. Where is it? So Glimmer is also, or Moonbeam is also looking like a bear flag. And I did have this as an ideal situation down there, which is the 1.272 or the 4-on-4 extension. I'm still holding up for that, and I'll see how that comes out. I don't think this. I thought we might be able to hit that target, but we fell short, I think. And so anyway, I'm pretty mostly out. And if it was to turn back up, we'll give it an indication. I'll jump back in. But at the moment, I think this is done on Glimmer. Similar with Dot, they all starting to look like a failed rally, and they all seem to have. Geez, Dot's dropped a fair bit. So if that's our one, it's hit the. So if this is our one here, it's hit the 1.272 level. So that might be it, and it sucks. So yeah, I do think this is going to come down. So um, Bitcoin dominance might be, yeah, like I said yesterday, Bitcoin dominance is coming up. This is likely to be a bounce because it's not. It doesn't look like a continuation pattern. It looks a lot like a reversal. So I did say the other day that we are likely to find a reversal, and yeah, Bitcoin dominance. So we've got to be careful. This could be a capitulation. Bitcoin doing a capitulation as well. So and this is looking strong to the to the upside, like a reversal coming up. So be careful, guys. And probably I'll leave it at that. There's a few, you can see it, there's a few charts I've been looking at. Oh, Link's dropped a fair bit. That is dropping. Damn, everything's dropping. So I'll probably stop down a fair bit of them. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. It doesn't look good. And Bitcoin is becoming nasty. Yep. So that's what I had originally to find. Yeah, so I do reckon this is going to go down. It's just showing a lot of weakness, and the dollar is likely to bounce. So I'm wrapping up on that. Please give me a like and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.